MCFC 9320 PUBcast, the end of season review. As you can see, there's only 3 of us at the moment because we've just got a message off Anne-Marie saying she's running a little bit behind because she's stuck in traffic at Manchester Airport where she's just dropped Riyadh off because he's going back to Saudi. How are we, guys?
Not too bad. How are you?
Okay.
Stan, we can see you.
Yes, it's a whole
Yeah,
new world.
Good evening to everybody in the chat. Listen, we're going to throw everything out there tonight. End of season review. So questions I'll be asking are things like who's your player of the season? Just about everything. How do you think we've performed this season? Just about everything. Transfer news. We'll discuss sort of like the rumours and stuff like that. Let's get straight into it. Young Patrick, how the devil are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Been a bit weird without football, hasn't it?
Desperate shite, that's what it is.
Got Champions League final last night. I couldn't be bothered.
I turned it off at 4-0.
Yeah. That Oldham game today was a lot better.
Was it? Not seeing anything, to be fair, because I've had a bit of a detox on football, and you know something, it's not a bad thing. Looking in the chat, quite a few in already. Good evening, everybody there. Right, so we'll discuss absolutely anything tonight. We'll leave the main talking points till Anne-Marie gets back from Manchester Airport. As I say, she's just dropped Riyadh off because he's been over for a few days. They spent some quality time together, and she's just dropped him off at the airport. Yeah. And before she comes,
Anne-Marie, I know.
Good evening, Anne-Marie.
Anne-Marie.
Good evening.
Anne-Marie, get back over beside your sidekick there. Get me
No,
away
you're
from
all
him.
right. I'm good where I am. Thank you.
Fucking don't be putting me beside him. Jesus, what did I do to deserve this?
I'd tell you what, that was so close, that gentleman, wasn't it? How are we, mother?
I'm all right.
Yeah. Let's say end of season review. We've not even discussed it, have we, even in our chat? So anything goes tonight. I think, should we start off on sort of like in my opinion, a negative, and we'll work to some good positive things? I want to discuss Johnny Stones linking up with the England team. Oh, Jesus, she's on one already.
Absolute prick.
Yeah, I'm interested. Queen Anne-Marie.
Can we go on the transfers, Andy?
No, listen. I'm a little bit miffed at John Stones. Do you want to know what the conclusion I've got on that? I think he's been told. Yeah. So really want to discuss that, for a short time. I still think even if he's off, that he should be looking after himself, trying to get him. I know it's a training session with England, but it comes across, because we don't know he's off or anything like that. It seems like a country before club to me.
Well, I'll tell you my reading of it, right? Maybe I'm too black and white when it comes to things like this. If you compare him to Rodri, and I know comparison's a thief of joy, Rodri didn't take part in any Spanish training camps. He did exactly what Man City told him. He turned up where he needed to turn up, and he did the training, and he came back early. John Stones hasn't kicked the ball, I'd say, since January, is it? And now he's fucked off the England camp.
Did you swear then, Dad?
Sorry. Apologies. I don't understand what the English physios can do that the club physios can't do. So what's he doing there? And he obviously had permission. It's not like he was called up by the English team. So he had permission to go. They must have given permission. He just, otherwise, they've told him, find another club. And he thinks, right, screw you, I'm out of here. I'm going to the England camp. I don't know. It's confusing me.
Got to put himself in the shop window as well, just for people to remind him that he is a good player. And he is a good player, whether we like it or not.
I'm going to save you to last because you normally bring reality to all this nonsense what we talk, mate. So let Mother speak first. Go on, Mother.
We pay his fucking wages at the end of the day.
Oh, sweet child of mine.
So,
what's going on here?
Well, because this has really wound me up today. I cannot believe that somebody hasn't kicked a ball for the club in, well, near as damn it 5-6 months, has decided to go off and rehabilitate with England. It's an absolute farce. And for me, regardless of what the club say, he can do one. Because that is not acceptable. It is not acceptable on any level. You look at the work Rodri put in to get, and it was even mentioned by Caldoun in his interview this week. You know, Rodri did everything that was asked of him and what he was told to do, and he managed to get back early. And this, for me, is a complete kick in the teeth from John Stones. He didn't need to do it. He could have carried on his rehabilitation with City here while we were getting ready for the Club World Cup. There was no need for it whatsoever. And it's disgraceful. It's disrespectful to the club. It's disrespectful to the fans. And it's just not good enough.
And even them too, Andy, like John Stones, thigh injury, Rodri, ACL, who come back first?
I just need to clarify something, Anne-Marie. Are you not happy about it? Jesus Christ. Stan, you're normally the figure of
logic,
sanity.
Right, I'll give it 5 minutes so that somebody can remove the splinters from Anne-Marie's backside there. I mean, get off the fence now and again, Anne-Marie. But as a fan, absolutely 100% in agreement with Anne-Marie. 100%. As a club, unfortunately, there isn't really a lot you can do about it. I would go along with parts of what Paddy said, that he's got a chance there in his mind that he can show he can still play, or he can do things and engineer a better move for himself. Because I think, and I'll be honest with you here, that what Pep said about players not being here to play, I thought that was a thinly veiled reference to Stones at the time. If you're not fit enough, and I think it was like a couple of weeks before or a couple of weeks after, we went in, we dug it out, didn't we, about Stones, and he's only played 1 season in 2, and he's probably played just over 1 season now in 3 seasons. He's really not there, is he? And you don't want to be paying $200,000 a week for somebody who's not in work. So, especially now, but then again, Rodri did get a pay rise on the back of that. He did everything he was asked. He's up to $300,000. Got to come from somewhere. So if Stone's going to get the door, so it is. He'll go quite cheap. I think his contract's up next year, isn't it?
I just think it stinks a little bit. I do think it looks like. And with good evening as well, Pardo Oaks. Long time no see, buddy. I think, but Branthwaite's injury prone as well, isn't he, for Everton?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't think we really need to spend big, because we've got us Beckenbauer. I know he was brought to the project next year. So if we've got him, Diaz, Akanji, Aki, Gavadio, they can all play in there. They're fine for you.
And the Hayes.
I've actually got us Beckenbauer on my little list for us to discuss in a bit, because there's been a bit of smoke and mirrors, hasn't there? So we'll see what the guys in the chat have to say about John Stones before because we've got loads to I wasn't even drinking last night. Got loads to discuss, and I don't want it all to be negative, because you know something. I'll give you a taste of it. I don't think it's been that much of a bad season. But let's carry on about John Stones a little bit.
Well, my understanding of the stand about the national team, yes, if you're injured at club level, they can request that you go and see their physios and then be sent back to your club for rehabilitation.
Mm.
So I don't remember England calling John Stones up.
They didn't. They didn't
What's
call
he
any
doing
City
there?
players up.
I put something out on X earlier regarding John Stones, and somebody come back at me and said, "Oh, maybe all our physios are on holiday." It's not a school. It's not half term.
Yeah, we do have more than one physio. You know,
It's I'm not annoyed at John Stones. I'm disappointed because
that's the worst thing. Sorry, go on.
So we've stuck by him. You know, we've all his injuries. And let's not forget. I'm not going to dig John Stones out. I love John Stones. He's an 100% top class human being as well as a Rolls Royce of a player. But we're stuck by him, and how can I put it? I'll just say it is for him to go off with England. I would have thought, and by the way, he's at the F1 as well with all the England team as well. He's allowed to go out and stuff like that, but it just seems like a jolly boys, outing and stuff.
Yeah, but Andy, we're not judging John Stones as a person. We're judging John Stones as a player. Two different things. Like he hasn't. I don't look at John Stones as a Man City player anymore because he doesn't fucking play for us.
Yeah, there is that, but it's like we've discussed it on the show a few times, haven't we? How many games in total he's actually played in a season for us? I think, did you say 22 or 25 a season, Stan? Now, that's not prolific.
He's probably played more for England than he has for City. That's the bottom line of it.
Okay, let me before we move on, let me ask you three stooges a question then. Would it make sense and less frustration and anger from you if John Stones has done this because he knows he will be leaving in the summer? No. That's good, isn't it?
No, it wouldn't make sense.
No, but
because
technically
it doesn't make sense. And the reality is, even if we are going to let him go in the summer, up until the end of June, or whenever we do sell him, he's our player. We're still paying his wages.
Technically, can I tell you something? Technically, the transfer window is open today.
I know it is open today, but he's not going anywhere at this moment in time. He's still our player. He's still getting paid by the club. And it's not acceptable for him to have disappeared from City to go and join up with England. Because every time he goes to England, he comes back to us injured. And it's just not acceptable on any level. It's as simple as that.
So you're not happy, are you, Anne-Marie?
Not at all.
Stan, would it make it more sense to you that he could be there putting himself, because he knows he's got no future at City, that he's putting himself in the transfer window with City's blessing? Because we don't know what happens behind the scenes. We're only guessing in what we're talking.
No, it's like I said, when I was saying that, the grading part with what Paddy was saying, that he's going to want to put himself in the window because he's not played for that long. So, yeah, you can see he's only got a year left in his contract. So if we can get a bit of money and get him off the wage slip, that's great. It's not a problem as long as he's going. Now, does it make it any better? No, not really. It still leaves a bit of a sour taste in your mouth. It's a bit of a, underhand trick. It's a bit sleight of hand, but I don't know.
Do you want to know how I gauge this, Paddy? Because normally Stan brings some sanity, doesn't he, and stuff like that. But Stan's not happy about this either.
Well, okay.
That's how I gauge it.
If, as you says, Andy, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. And I listen to a lot of podcasts with a lot of ex-footballers, and some of the stories they disclose now that they can are absolutely shocking. So if Man City have gone to John Stones and said, find another club, tell the reason you find another club, there's no place for you, that you won't be playing first team football next season, Husanoff will be in your position or whatever.
Right.
And he decides to go off and go to England and put himself in the shop window and stuff like that. Best luck to you. They also told Kevin De Bruyne that 7-8 weeks ago, you're going. How did he react? Bit of a difference.
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna put 2 comments up on the screen, and I think the 2 comments I'm gonna put up describe the situation perfectly, really. So, Nick, and again, Nick, it's all about opinions, mate, you know, and stuff like that. Stones has joined England camp to get fit. What do you want him to do? Just sit round and basically do nothing. So, I get that. But then you've got Anne-Marie, simmer down. But then Keith, quite rightly, in my opinion, it's Stone's risk of injury being with England. That's the issue. So yeah, he is official, and not officially. We're only assuming that John Stones will be sold or whatever. So he's joined the England squad, not to play, but just to get some fitness. However, where Keith's quite rightly saying there, it's all well and good that if he's in the shop window because he knows he's going, but if he gets injured while he's there, we're not going to be able to sell him anyway.
But for me, going back to the previous comment about him wanting to get fit, yeah, that's neither here nor there. We've got the Club World Cup in 3 weeks, have we not? 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
If he stays at City and gets fit with City, which he should be doing, then he could be fit to play in the tournament. And that's what I'm thinking. England are of no use to John Stones. They're not going to help his day-to-day football.
Pardo's bang on with that comment, Anne-Marie.
Exactly. I would agree with Pardo as well. So for me, there's no excuse. There is absolutely no excuse.
Anne-Marie. Hey, do you want me to read it then?
I'll read it. Pardo Oak says, Stones should be calling time on his England career in order to prolong his club career. 100% agree, Pardo.
100%.
But you know what, folks? He's not at the England training camp without the Man City permission. It's as simple as that.
I agree with that.
He's an injured player. Man City can go say to him, yes, we'll send him. You can assess him, but he's coming straight back.
No, it's not a case of assessing him, mate. He's not even in this. He wasn't even called up. So he didn't need to be there because he wasn't even called up. Like not normally when England call players up, you know, they have to go, you know, for the England physios to assess them, etc.
To prove they're injured.
Yeah. So on this occasion, John Stones wasn't even called up. He didn't have to be there. But
well, he must be there with Man City's blessing, so he has to be.
Well, you'd like to think so. If it's not, he's got a bit of a dilemma, aren't he, Mr. John Stones? Right. Let's move on. Cause I wasn't expecting to spend 20 minutes on John Stones, to be honest. But you know, a lot of people in the chat are a little bit miffed with it, and I'd say quite rightly so. So a potential outgoing there. Let's discuss who you want to go this transfer window or this summer, but who you think will go. Obviously, apart from the ones who've already gone, who we know about it. Paddy, you can go first.
If you're going to use John Stone's analogy, I suppose Nathan Aki could be under a bit of pressure if they apply the same yardstick. I know people are saying Jack Rees will go. I think that's kamikaze. I don't think. Not that I don't think it'll happen. I wouldn't like to see it happen. But apart from that, I can't really see. Maybe Bernardo, if he decided he wanted to go, and we now have the players to cover him, especially with Oscar Bob back. I don't really think there's not going to be many going. And then watching Culdoon's interview about a lot incoming in the summer, and I think you counted the squad. The last time was it 31 or 32?
It was 32 last week.
We went through that, but you've also got players in that squad what are either out on loan or like Scott Carson, etc. And by the way, Scott Carson's contract is up.
Well, McAtee's going as well, I think, actually.
Tell you what, Paddy, you think Kyle Walker will go?
I can't believe you want to get rid of our captain, Stan.
Well,
That's
it's been known.
Anne-Marie, who do you think will go?
Well, I've got a list here.
Have you? Like what you should have had last week? Are you Stan in disguise?
No, I had the list I wrote last week.
Here.
Edison.
What?
Edison will go in the summer. Obviously, we've said Stones.
EC agrees with you there, you know.
Yeah. Jack, unfortunately. McAtee. And I've written down Phillips because obviously he's still on our books.
Well, and apparently he's injured and he's got to have some sort of operation, hasn't he? So,
well, that must be Ipswich's problem, must it not?
No,
it's our problem.
If you're on loan,
why is it our problem?
Because
because technically he's still on loan with Ipswich till the end of the till the 30th of June.
that loan agreement becomes null and void when you get injured. You go back to your parent club.
And Marie, either way, it's a City problem because we're talking a matter of days, regardless, aren't we? Where it'll be our problem again.
Well, he's got to go. It's that simple.
Jesus Christ, woman, are you all right or what? Are we going to have anyone left?
Well, I don't think that's a bad list.
How many were on it, Anne-Marie? About 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Stan, there was 37 on that list, and the squad's only 32.
No, it's 5.
I'll tell you what, though, Andy. I've had a transfer bid from another podcast, and you're going. This will be your last one. You're on your way, mate. So don't worry about players moving on.
Who's
No
big for
worries.
you, Stan?
It was a free transfer.
Stan, you're going to Cheese's.
Into what?
You're going to Cheese's podcast.
Yeah. No.
You
No.
know that what you do when somebody says something stupid?
Yeah, all the
Not
time,
you,
mate.
Anne-Marie, not you, mate.
Yeah, I get that feeling every time I'm on here. Well, funnily enough, when you're on it as well.
Do you know what we haven't discussed? The management team going. Pep's back.
Hang on, it's on my list.
Right.
I've come prepared today. You even got the link for the show this morning.
Well, he's right, though, isn't it? It hasn't been discussed yet. It is coming up.
So, outgoings, I sadly, and the reason why I think Jack and
Andy.
I do think I don't want him to go because I think if this lad comes in,
Who?
where's he gone?
At Linda's.
That's
Ryan Cherky. He plays anywhere and he is a very, very, very good player. And we're looking at getting him, is it for 30 million euros or is it 30 million pound? That itself is a masterclass. It really is. I can see us going more attacking next season. You know, like we've been more controlled this season, like with Jack, like safe. And again, I don't want Jack to go because I absolutely love Jack Grealish. But I think his time could be up, you know.
Yeah, unfortunately.
How long is it? 3 years is there, is it?
Yeah, 4.
Have you seen this? You seen this? What Kathy's put as well? I've heard Gundo has bought a place in Istanbul.
Yeah, well, he's bound to. His family are there.
You're right, snapper tonight, you.
No, but his family are there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right, okay. I'm just saying.
And he's just signed. It's just signed his year extension to the contract, so I can't see him going anywhere.
Sorry.
Seriously, Andy, where do you think Jack Greaves will go?
Newcastle.
House captain, that's harsh. My list is quite reasonable, and it's only 5 people. There's only 5 people on it.
No, I think House captain's trying to say it's a shit list. Yeah, I agree with Anne-Marie's hit list. I think
Trust
that's
me,
right.
Trust me, I've got a hit list. There's a few in here on it.
I'll leave Stan alone.
Jesus, what's up with her tonight? Bloody.
We
know why. We know why.
I'm fed up of being nice.
No, we know why.
Rehab didn't put out this weekend.
Paddy?
We know why, though, don't we? I don't mean that question, Paddy. I mean, we know why.
Why?
Because I told everyone, you know, it's always on honesty on this show, and we told everyone before you joined us why you was late.
Yeah, and it was probably some bullshit.
No, we don't.
I was
bullshit.
running late because I had to put the bins out.
Yeah, you were right. He's took my head to the airport. Is that cold, Anne-Marie?
Put the bins out. That's a new name for it now, is it?
Behave, children.
So yeah, as well as Ryan Cherkett, who's supposed to be coming in, we've also and again, this guy's another good shiny reindeers.
That isn't how you pronounce his name, is it?
Yeah.
No, it's not. So listen, at Christmas we're going to have reindeers and turkey, all in one transfer window.
Do you know what, Andy? If we get Ryan Alniori, we'll have Ryan and Ryan, we'll have a moose, we'll have a reindeer, and then we'll have Nico, and Josco. There's no way I'm going to remember all the different people on there. I struggle with what we've got. Too many people.
We're going to have it.
Ryan and Ryan, Ryan Alniori, Ryan Cherkett, yeah. Pep Guardiola and Pep Linders, if we're listening to what's going on. And we've got Nico, Rico, and Jotko. Nico Gonzalez, Rico, Nico O'Reilly, Josco Gavadio. They've all got the same. Getting confusing, this squad now. Why don't we get people like Eric? Or there should be more Eric or Archies or Charlies, people like that.
Yeah, go back to watching football in the 60s, Stan.
Tell you. I'm getting confused.
Irish player.
Nick O'Reilly.
So, this is just madness tonight. Anne-Marie, it was going really well, this show, till you joined.
Yeah.
You hadn't discussed anything at that point, had you?
That's why it was going really well.
And so you what we did. You watched the start of the show in a bit.
Say one thing, Andy. And we'll say something sensible here, and it is football related. you were saying that you're going attacking with possibly going more attacking next season. If we bring in Ray and Cherky, we're going to have to alter quite significant, because the guy does not track and he does not drop back and he does no work off the ball, none. Now,
so he's not really a Pep type player, then, is he?
No, this is why I'm bringing it up. That if he does bring him in, he is an assist machine and he is a good player and he's massively technical. There's no doubt about that. But if we're going to go on the offensive, what are we going to do to pin teams in there if one person doesn't do that job? Now, Haaland can struggle sometimes to keep us up the pitch and have other teams pinned in. You've got Haaland and Cherky. You're going to have to change that. Maybe he's going to be the key to change how we're playing. So evolve. If people are saying, "No, we've been found out."
Anne-Marie wants to sell him before we've even bought him.
No, I'm not saying that. It just intrigues me that we'd buy a player like that when that's the complete opposite of Pep's philosophy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and this is the point I'm making. Are we really going to be significantly changing the way we are? Because we're going to need to if Cherky comes in. Nobody will doubt his quality on the ball. But when you look at what he does off the ball, and does he help him? Will he get back and defend and do all those little things that people like De Bruyne will do and Silva does? I'm not 100% convinced. Which may be a good thing. Maybe it might be a good thing that he just hangs around up the pitch, and they have to make sure there's an extra man there.
Who was the last player who did that?
Well, this is it. This is it, and this is what
Anne-Marie's
saying. We're going to have to change quite a bit, because that's not really what we have been doing.
Do you know what, Stan? I watched the podcast there on Thursday with Thierry Henry on it, and he talks about his time he went to Barcelona, and he didn't press either until Pep got his hands on him, and then he pressed.
Hang on. I mean, again, Pep might have turned around and said, "Listen, don't worry about it. I will get that trained into him, and he will start doing it."
Can I just throw a name at you? Can I just throw a name at you when Pep joined us?
Yeah.
Aguero, when Pep come, was he trapped back. And people like Raheem Sterling don't get the credit for things what he tracking back and stuff like that. Yeah, we had Mahrez up there, but like we've always discussed, I think you need somebody away from it so that ball gets pinged.
Yeah, we need to leave somebody up near the halfway line when there's
this is corner routines we're talking about, though,
exactly.
aren't we?
Corner routines or free kicks, so that when we do win the ball back, we've got someone to play it to, and that's not a comparison to Mahrez, dickhead Andy, because I can see what you're thinking.
What?
Well, I know how your mind works.
But you know what I'm on that point, and I've seen it when we've sat together at the ground. We have the best striker in the world, one-on-one, running into space, and we don't do it.
Exactly.
So why are we going to do it for someone else? We have another guy, Omar. He does it. We don't lob it to him either. Unless that's going to change next season, I don't know.
Anne-Marie, do you want to read Dave's comment out there?
Cherky, very talented, but he's cheap for a reason.
Do you want to know why?
Go on.
It's not Christmas.
Cherkies don't go cheap, budgies do. Sorry.
What are turkeys do, Andy?
We're on.
Cherky. Is that what you're saying?
So what do you reckon of rain? I can't not say reindeers, Stan. I think he is an all rounder. He's a ball player. He loves shooting, i.e., Rodri-esque. he is a baller, and it won't surprise me if them two are on board within the next few days, because Caldoon's end of season interview. By the way, Chris Bailey yet again. It just shows you how much Caldoon and Chris Bailey, respect each other. Because Chris doesn't work for the club anymore, but Caldoon asked for Chris to go to.
Well, and he didn't shy away from the awkward questions, did he?
What, like why you was late for the show? No, he
like the whole ticket thing,
which Caldoon lied about.
We can get into that if we get time later. But the thing is, it was the words. What it was like a killer's view, wasn't it, with Caldoon when Chris asked him something on the lines of what player do you like most watching, and he said something like that. Wait and see. You just feel it's going to be some. Now whether it's Turkey, reindeers.
He says that in response to who do you like watching? Mm-hmm. And what about the squad that he has in place? Does he not like any of them?
Oh, stop being pedantic! I tell you what, you can be next to each other. I'll have you next to me, Stan.
Right, I'm not bothered. See, the other thing and all is with Tiny Reindeers, he's not that tiny, is it? He's another one who's 6 foot. He's another one. He's another 6 foot plus. Now, Ireland, I've noticed, has often come back to defending these corners because he is a big unit whose presence should be all right. But if we bring in Shirky, we can Reindeers, we can put him up then. So that when somebody heaps the ball out and he's chasing it, Ireland, and we've got a guy who can, latch onto the balls, who's quick, we've got a bit of weight and can knock a defender off on his ass and score the goal. But I don't, that Cherky, again, he's on the smaller side, like ex-Fenny. I think we're possibly going for 2 players for one position again, or 2 types of player for one position, so that you can rotate. Take the weight off the load of one player. That's clearly what's happened with Gundogan this year. He's been rolling to the ground.
Just a quick, can I just come back to that last comment?
Yeah, of course you can.
I wasn't under the impression that the club axed Pep's staff. My understanding was that they were leaving of their own accord and going elsewhere. So I think Lee, you've kind of, you may be getting on the club's back a little bit there.
Hang on. Can I defend Lee with that a little bit, Anne-Marie? Mm-hmm. One of them who's gone.
Yeah.
I don't mean little Kevin Keegan. Wasn't the one who was distributing?
That was distributing what? Sorry.
Tickets in the city end and stuff like that, from
there you go then.
So Lee may be right in what he's saying.
But that's one. It's not that he's at because there's at least 3 going, isn't there?
Yeah, Vissens has gone, but he's already got a job at Braga, so he's probably asking to go. And we know if somebody asks to go, they never stop anyone.
Mm-hmm. But Anne-Marie. So what Lee, and again, I'm not speaking for Lee. I'm sure he'll have his own thoughts in the comment. I think what Lee was trying to allude to the ticket fiasco, and maybe they've not said to Pep, sack him or we're sacking him, but listen, find a replacement, because what's gone on. Listen, the club have not come out and said anything. Maybe the silence was deafening because they knew what would happen at the end of the season for those instances. So I think what she's trying to, she said it.
You can extrapolate that point to Grealish. That, as you said a couple of weeks ago, I don't think they were that impressed when he was in that working men's club. Everyone's like, he's a man of the people. Well done, Jackie. But then again, is that the image? And he always goes on about image, doesn't he?
Oh, brilliant, DC. Oh, Jesus. Stan's got a point. With name like that, we should have a great terrace song. Best terrace song you've ever heard. What is it, Anne-Marie?
Well, I'm going to go for Stan and say the batteries have gone in my remote.
What?
You'll never sing that, Anne-Marie.
I won't sing it, Stan. You're right.
Go on, Paddy. What's your best terrace chant?
I can answer it. It was Liverpool. We were playing Liverpool. Harry Cool came on, and his wife had done the jungle. And City fans started chanting to Harry Cool, "Cannon and ball are shagging your wife." Best chant I ever heard.
Jesus Christ, Stan.
Probably
that
for,
one,
for,
mate.
for the reaction.
Of all the
The reaction
people
I
to
got.
pick, I mean, I don't know who was on there that year, but of all the people, Cannon and Ball, that's just like
One of them was definitely in the jungle with her, and that's why the chant came about.
That's so wrong now. How can you delete a thought? Right, my best one I've ever heard, City fans again, was when we had Paolo One Chop and Paul Dickoff, One Chop and your dick off. Best one ever. Best one ever.
Hey, talking of tennis chants, Colo Touring might be the other one that's going forward, isn't it? To assist Pep.
Yes,
There won't be an overweight player in the squad if he's there.
He said there won't be an overweight player.
So,
but I said he's done well with them under 21s. I mean, he's only been there a year, so I don't know. Do you think we might be pivoting a little bit to the academy, and you've got somebody there who is a friendly face when they move up?
Yeah, I just think we're going to be changing a lot of things in such a short space of time.
It's going to be the most interesting season we've had for a long time, as regards, where we are planning for the future.
I want to throw something at you here as well. And again, we'll. It's one of them shows where we've not been playing and stuff like that, but so we can discuss all sorts of. Us Beckenbauer, Kushinoff, all the media and everything like that was going on, there must be a rift, And it's actually come out that if we'd have played him, was it another time, would have had to have paid £5 million to his former club. Now,
but we're going to have to pay them at some point now, aren't we?
I would have believed that, Andy. I would have believed that, Andy, if we still had Peter Swales in charge.
We have, haven't we? According to you, you're that far behind, mate.
And I tell you what, it had told Pep to drag him off after 89 minutes and say, he didn't play the full game, it doesn't count. That's what
I know. I tell you what, Swales used to pull everyone off, and bloody Steve Coppell as well.
Allegedly.
What's up, Anne-Marie?
No, Andy, we don't need to go there with the Steve Coppell joke. We don't. We're better than that.
What happened with Steve Coppell? I don't know.
You know what happened with Steve Coppell, but it's the whole pulling off. Now you know what you're doing. Let's move on.
MacMan says we are going to change our way of play. Pep will coach like Liverpool with Klopp. Yeah, I agree, and I just get the sense that we are going to be going more attacking, Paddy.
Okay. Do you know what popped into my head when you were talking about all this different change?
Mm-hmm.
Is there going to be leeway amongst the fans? Because if you're going to change your whole system, what do they call it now these days? Transition. So we get to use next year as a transition year and then go for the league the year after. Is there going to be leeway amongst the fan base for that to happen? Because that's a lot of change we're talking about. Change of management, change of players, change the system, change the style. That's a lot, like.
I would say about Pep Linder's coming in though. Under Klopp, they played very similar football to us, didn't they? You know, attack. And I don't think, and to be fair to Klopp, even though I didn't like the fella, he played attacking football, and that's what makes me think. You know, Ryan Cherky, looks like he's going to come in and out and out attacking player. I think that's another link where we will be playing attacking football. I don't think it's any coincidence that Pep's brought him in or bringing him in.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a big risk all this change, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, Paddy, did you see that, my mate?
Omar won Premier League goal this season.
Fantastic.
Well done, Mamoose.
We were all there to see it.
Yeah, we were. I tell you what, that goal was scored in my time, about 2 seconds behind everyone else. You know, when it hit the net, took everyone about 2 seconds to react that it'd gone in.
Yeah,
that was absolutely dreamer.
When the goal went in, standing in the standby mode.
I paused it.
Because you two have always got remotes. Marmouche hit it in mid-flight. It paused while you two went to the toilet, and then
that is correct. I also had a burger.
I'll tell you something now. Half that ground didn't know that goal went in.
100%.
No.
The only guys who saw it were them sat at the end of the pitch. Nobody on the side had realised.
The other week, didn't we? The other week that it wasn't a straight away moment. It was like it was a wow moment. It was a wow moment.
And you could tell, by the way, every time they showed the replay of the goal, there was a big cheer as people watched it.
So, yeah, we've already got changes. Anne-Marie's out, Rosemary's in. Ruthless.
Good
audience.
Hope you well, Blue Art, my friend. Staffy Dave said, how do you spell it? How do you pronounce his name? I'm not going to be able to get reindeers out of my head.
Bambi.
We've got reindeers and mooses in the squad now, haven't we?
The fucking Animal Farm.
That's what I was saying before. That's what I said before. We've got the moose, we've got a reindeer, we've got 2 pets, and we've got a list of names all ending in O. Fucking Ringo will be next.
And we've got a club ambassador, the GOAT.
Do you know what? No, that defensive midfield now. How tall's Nico Gonzalez?
He's about 5'10", 5'11", I think.
No. Nico Gonzalez, he's not. He's taller than that.
Don't think he is.
I'm with Staffy Davey. You know, I think this could be. I think he's the real deal, and he's also won the Serie A midfielder of the season as well, hasn't he?
Have you actually seen Andy?
He's 6'2".
Who?
Nico.
Gonzalez.
Nico Gonzalez is 6'2". Rodriguez is about 6'3", and Tiny Reindeers is about 6'1". We're getting a unit of a defensive midfield there. Whoever plays, it's going to be a unit.
And Nico already 6'2".
So let me ask you a question. You can go first, Anne-Marie. With the midfielders, what are coming in? We know we've lost KDB. I know you sort of like said you think Jack will go. Can you see anybody else like a Doku or somebody?
No.
Going?
No. No, I can't see them going.
Only a question, Patrick.
The only other midfielder I can see going is McAtee.
Mm-hmm. He's the other one I would look at who's under the age of 29, 30. I think the rest of them are going to be that end of the spectrum.
Stan, enlighten us how much we've brought in transfer fee already, mate, and who's gone?
52 million's already. 52.5 million has already come in from 3 players who've never played for us. 25 million each for the fullback, who's now at Dortmund full time.
Yep.
The Argentinian kid, the younger Peroni.
Peroni.
Yeah. And Jacob Wright is now at Norwich for $2.5 million. That's 52.5 million for 3 players it's not Pedro Porro. Who is it, the lad at Dortmund now? Fullback.
You're forgetting somebody as well, mate. Looks like we're going to be getting a tidy sum for Liam Delap as well.
Well, yeah, he's not gone yet, has he? But as soon as he's gone, it's 80 million then, isn't it? 82.5 million.
That's what I'm saying. So people call us, but we've got to be
Jan Couto, I think you said it was, Stan.
Yeah, Jan Couto.
Jan Couto, that's it, yeah. Apparently, though, in the last 10 years or something, we have raised over $1 billion in transfer fees.
Mm.
Not bad going.
Oh, by the way, have you seen all the social media with Ruben Diaz and
Anne-Marie?
And his partner, Anne-Marie?
No,
Hey.
I've chosen not to look at it. Thank you.
Honestly, she's all over him like a cheap suit.
Well, I don't blame her.
Have you not seen all the pictures of Maya Jama all over Ruben?
No, I haven't, because I've chosen not to look at them. Thank you.
I'll post you some in the group later. Honestly, really good.
Andy, I don't need to see them.
Really good holiday snaps they are, Anne-Marie. I'll send you some.
Tell you what, I know. When did Chelsea become Man City B? If you're a player now who doesn't quite make it at City in the academy, you can say to them, you can have a good career at Chelsea. Is it, as you were saying about Delap, if he goes, is that now 5 players that have come through our academy?
Latvia, Palmer,
Lavia,
Sancho,
Tossing.
Whoa!
You could have just said, "I'll throw that one in." You didn't need to say, "I'll toss that one in."
Adara Biayo, then, if you want his technical name.
Mr. Biaro, yeah.
Is that what they call it?
So there you are, 5 of them. Just think, our academy could probably win that European Papa John's Morris Minor trophy thing.
So if you look at the outgoings, potential outgoings, the players will be injury free. We're going to smash that Premier League next season.
Let's not get too carried away just yet, Andy.
No, we will. We will. Listen, touch wood, we will not have the amount of injuries. You look at the midfield. What we've got: Rodri, Nico, Reindeers.
The other one.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Andy, but let's just bide our time and wait and see.
I don't think not drinking on a Saturday night is suiting you. I think you should go back out on a Saturday night.
Can I 7 up? No, I will predict now we will win that league by at least 10 points next season.
Every year.
Do you know what? It's just mad enough to be right. That's all I can say.
Seriously, it's that squad. What we've got, nobody will live with us next season. Listen, Liverpool won it on 82 points. We was only 6 points. Was it 3 points behind Arsenal? And we've had a shit season, apparently. Right, which brings me on to probably our final topic.
But what are you going to do then when Santa wants Rudolph for Christmas?
Yeah, there's a 3-match ban. I tell you what, there's another charge. Paying him to do that when he's already got a contract with Father Christmas. Are we going to resolve that one? If you've got Mancini, they're not going to overlook him, are they?
No, they'll send Mario out, won't they? Give him money away as a Santa. So we're sorry.
I've just made a note of your prediction, Andy. So come the end of the next season, we'll come back to it.
It was 20 points last season, so he's come down 10.
Oh, 20 pints it was last season, mate. A lot far off. So, Paddy, do you consider the season we've just had a success or a disaster or okay?
it depends what lens you want to view it from. If you view it through the lens of the last 4 years, yes, we have been below standard. If you view it through the lens of the 1999 team, we were well above standard. It's how you want to view it. Yes, we started strong. We had a bit of a wobble in the middle, and then we kind of finished strong-ish. They finished third in such a competitive league with how we were playing and the injury we've had, and do what we did, reach all these different finals and stuff like that. You have to say it's a good season there. You have to.
Good advice, that house captain. I see Andy's listen to it.
No. Well, Blue Arts is there for me.
I'm pulling your leg, mate. Don't worry. I'm only pulling your leg.
Going forward next season, I do see a more aggressive style going forward next season, because not only will we have those talented attacking midfielders and Marmouche and Ireland, we'll have Chirka, and let's not forget the fullbacks. What we'll have in Guardiola alone. That's just going to complement us massively. And by the way, I want people to lay a bit of respect on Nunes as well. You know, I think this is what I want.
But we did last week, Andy. We gave him plenty of respect and praise last week.
Yeah,
right,
yeah. That's last week's topic, Andy.
No, and this is why I think our season's quite successful.
So do you not think we're going to sign a right back, Andy?
Yeah.
We are.
I was surprised we didn't go for Frimpong.
Ooh. He's got Liverpool, isn't he, apparently, along with Mr. Whippy. Words. The organ grinder, Mr. Wurlitzer.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not too bothered about words and stuff like that. I just, at the end of the day, it will come down to the best manager on this occasion. With a fully fit squad, it'll be down to the best manager, and there's no better manager than Pep Guardiola.
I tell you one thing, Andy, I know I bang on about different keys for different locks, and we've got Xfedi in there. Turkey's very much like him. And I'm wondering there that if he has got him just to be in the tight spaces and not, do away with the running. No, it's an interesting one going forward, isn't it? I don't know, but this season's going to be really, really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. I want to see how we answer these questions.
Stan, while it's a hot topic there, it looks like the lad from Wolves is coming in as well.
That's why I said it half an hour ago. Ryan and Ryan.
All about the names.
Yeah, Pep and Pep, Ryan and Ryan, Reindeers and Mooses, and Nico. Yeah, they both called Ryan Cherky and Ryan Altnori. He's another attacking fullback on the left.
House captain's more or less on my wavelength, I think, here, which is scary.
Andy,
I think Doku could go.
Where's he going to go? Where's he going to go? Bullseye. And look at what you could have won.
I think Doku could be in danger of going.
No, that's just biased by you. You've never liked Doku.
Doku. No, it's not a case of that. Listen. What?
Yeah, but by that same reasoning, you could say that Silvino will go as well.
He went years ago.
Well, you know who I mean.
No, you said Silvino.
You know who I meant.
She's got it on her tonight, hasn't she? Jesus Christ.
But by your reasoning, he could go as well because he's neither use nor ornament on the wing.
I think potentially he would go on loan.
But you see all these attacking players that they're supposed to be bringing in, and I don't know any of these players. I've never seen them play. I'm only listening to what you are saying and what the guys in the chat are saying. Like, if they're as good as you're making out to be, I would say Bernardo Silva will be going.
Stan, question for you there, off Steve.
Well, I don't know, to be honest, Steve. I've been studying that this week. It's the pressing question. You've heard it here first. I think he might go.
Keep it
Can
on your
I,
hand.
just out of interest, now I'm going to give you my view on this season.
You can't be saying that. What's going on there? Is your chance for a window?
It could have been worse. When you go for 13 games without a win and still finish third in the league, it's a good season. But I just want to I'm changing subject and you might not like it, but I don't get United. I know we're not really that interested, but for a club that's over £1 billion in debt,
Manchester United.
but I don't get for a club that's over £1 billion in debt how they can then go looking to buy players like Cunha from Wolves. You know, when really they haven't got any money.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on anymore. What's up, Paddy?
The way you're posting those comments, Andy. We can see. We know it's you. We know what you're up to.
It's not me.
House captain, I will take you up on that and put a bet on for the food bank charity.
No, seriously. Paddy, I can see us absolutely smashing that league next season.
I swear to God, you're actually going to put me in the drink. You're going to test by sobriety tonight, I can tell you that. Oh, Jesus.
No, I genuinely I do think we're gonna absolutely walk that league next season. Stan, bring some sanity to it, will you please?
I will, mate. I can't. There's no sanity in this place anymore. I tell you what, though. I tell you what, we signed off the season really well. I think in the last 12 games, well, we lost to Palace. That's not in the league, but did we not end up winning 7 and drawing 3 of the last 10, 11 games? We had a tremendous finish.
That's pretty much what Anne-Marie said, mate. You know, for not to have won a game in 13 matches, and that's why I said I think
we did win a game. We did win a game in those 13. We beat Forest, and I seem to remember somebody went to that game and turned the corner for the season.
Well, no, you didn't, Stan, because we still lost after it.
No,
yeah, we did, but we didn't lose 13 on the run. Or we didn't lose.
What did you find in your pocket, Stan?
The will to live, having been sat next to you for 20 minutes. Which is why I'm giving myself the Club Supporter of the Year award, because I never saw them get beat. So as far as I'm concerned, this season's 10 out of 10. I can only vote on what I saw, and what I saw was just win after win after win.
On your fire stick?
No, actually at the match, believe it or not, Paddy. Actually at the match. And Andy knows that. People who sit next to him now ask if I'm going to be at the game or not.
Yeah, so they know whether to bleed and go or not.
Yeah.
Whether to sell the ticket or not, mate.
Was it the Villa game where we just sat there laughing and somebody said, "Oh God, that's at the post"? I said, "It's only at the post because I'm here. It would have gone in otherwise." And they were all flapping with 5 minutes to go, saying, "Oh, you know, the draw's not that bad. What do you think, Stan? We'll win this. We'll win this." We did. Goal in the last minute. I must admit, it was more to do with luck. I'll be honest on that one, but yeah, you got to have faith, son. You got to have that faith.
Stan, do us a favour. We tell what you're going on about.
Me being at the match and winning my very own Club Supporter of the Year award that I've made for myself.
Yeah, better than the Dick of the Day award that you normally win.
I don't know. Andy seems to have a stranglehold of that on a Sunday.
Yes, it does. You're right.
What? Can you rephrase that, please, Stan?
Andy has a stranglehold on it. No doubt about it.
And BC's quite. We actually won more games than Arsenal.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
Blue Heart says Anne-Marie's t-shirt is on fire. It's good. No, Jesus Christ!
I'm showing you my badge.
Is that what they call it? So speaking of the match and stuff like that, Stan. No, yeah. I'm going to try and be serious here now. City are bringing cameras in on the turnstiles now for the ones who were there with accreditation. I think it's more sinister to that.
I think
you can answer Stan if you want.
No, it is. It's. I don't know. It is. I don't. You know what I mean? Facial recognition and all that. It's the uses it can be put to, and we know it's very rarely done for the public good. There's always an offshoot.
Stan, I don't think me and you have anything to worry about.
Well, not anymore. I mean, apparently I did hear on the grapevine that there was one or two that got in on under 18 tickets when they clearly weren't under 18.
I think that's all to do with it.
I've heard that's happened. I don't know if it's true. I couldn't verify it. I don't know anything.
I think there'll be facial recognition with the cameras, so that if you've got a season ticket, it'll compare the face to each time the ticket's used. And
that's what I'm getting at.
That's why the end game rule will come in.
That's exactly what I'm getting at.
They can't do that under GDPR. They can't do it.
Well, they're not. They can if they don't share it. It's a funny one. It's a really odd.
The minute they pull you, Stan, and they use that as evidence, we have your photograph of 5 different people using your season ticket. That means they've retained that data, which is against the law.
Now, you can keep that data for up to 3 years, I think.
No, you don't face recognition. You can't. You're
on private land, and you have to agree to their terms and conditions. It gets really sticky. It gets really sticky, and I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert on that side of things, but I'm pretty certain with his army of lawyers.
It's not across the whole ground. So I go in a disabled entrance, so I don't go up the spiral.
Yeah.
So there is no turnstile there. So there isn't going to be camera. There isn't going to be a camera there for me because it's individually done. There's a man there to scan my ticket, so I don't see. It's not across the whole ground.
So Manchester City put the statement out regarding that, and they said it will not affect the day-to-day. The match thing where you're going in. They will not be taking pictures and stuff like that. Face recognition of the fans, only the ones with accreditation. So I'm going to put it to Manchester City, say next season, when fans go like that to go in, will they have a problem? Because they know what they said. They're not. I reckon they are going to be using it. It's their next phase. So if they've said in their own words that the cameras will not be on. So it doesn't matter if people cover the face up then, does it?
But what do they mean for accreditation? What?
It's like journalists and stuff like that.
Well, I did hear the day-to-day stuff. I mean, I think...
Yeah, but I think that's rubbish because none of the journalists use the spirals where the turnstiles are.
I'm with you, Anne-Marie. I just think City are full of shit.
They went through the main entrance, don't they?
Yeah. Or they go in at the side entrance like I do.
Well, or does it mean the day-to-day as in not match day? The day-to-day activities of people that go in and out of the ground. But again, it's not...
no change for supporters. They will not be on a camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I think City are full of shit there. I think that's their next phase of because you know, like we sneak you in, Stan.
No, I've never heard of that. Never heard of that. We've always done things completely fair and legally, as far as I know. Seriously,
mate, I think they're trying to stop how people get the likes of yourself in.
Well, you know what, Andy? A simple rule of thumb, right? If they're not going to use it, why are they putting it there?
Absolutely, mate.
Yeah, there's a few things there. I mean, you know, funnily enough, for a country that's meant to be opposed to facial recognition and all that, we have more cameras than anywhere else in the world. I don't know. And experience tells us that it's very rare. I mean, how many times have you seen, you know, you read it in the news, obviously you don't see people getting murdered, but then you think, oh, well, you know, we've got cameras everywhere. They'll get, oh, no, we haven't got a camera there. Or it wasn't working. Or it was just a plastic
I just
box.
think City are playing a very, very dangerous game there, Anne-Marie.
I think so. It again, for me, I think it's underhand by the club, because I think it's still to do with these rules they're bringing in about season tickets, about how you personally have to use your season ticket at least 10 times each season. And so I think it's an underhand way of the club doing this. That's my honest opinion.
I don't think there'll be many who'll disagree with you, to be fair, Anne-Marie.
Just coincidence, Anne-Marie. It's funny how these things pan out, isn't it?
You're smiling now. You won't be when you don't get in next season, Stan.
Well, it's all right. You won't be smiling when you don't see him winning.
That's all we'll be able to see him next season, mate.
Yeah.
Do you think, on a serious note, coming away from that boring stuff, fucking facial recognition, do you think this new director of football, Hugo, has a direct influence on all these attacking players coming in? Is that the style he wants to play?
This is the whole thing that underpins it, isn't it? You know, with new coaches, new director of football, attacking players that we wouldn't normally sign, or it appears we might not normally sign. We've got 2 attacking fullbacks now. It adds up, but, you know, 2 and 2 doesn't always equal 4, does it?
No, I think Viagra will be good, because he played that kind of football, didn't he, at Lisbon?
I hope he keeps it up.
I think because he's actually joined us early, hasn't he, to work with Tixie
Licks.
You all right, Paddy? Paddy's really giggling tonight, isn't he?
This show's getting worse.
I know. I'm glad it's summer.
Why?
Because we must get a holiday.
No,
we don't get paid and we don't get an holiday. It's like working for sister.
I pay you all year round.
You wouldn't pay attention.
So, Stan, before we go, serious question for you, mate. Do you think Kyle Walker will leave?
I've had a chat. The number of times I've had a chat with Pep about that, and it's we still don't know. Still don't know. It's not giving an answer. Neil, just say yes or no. We don't know, mate. Pissing in the wind, as Elton John would sing.
I don't think he actually sang that, Stan, but
he didn't.
Anyone asked about the Club World Cup? And let's not forget the transfer window's open now. So I think it'll be
looking forward to that.
I think it might be quite good to watch, and the fact that there's £130 million for the winner, it's not a bad little take home, is it?
No, I'd be even happier if we could take home 115 million. That'd be great.
Well, that's and you could tell Caldoon's
actually know the windmill I used to drink in there as well, mate. Oh my God. Oh.
I think it was interested in listening to the chairman. I think he's getting extremely frustrated himself about these 115 charges.
And I think it's clear that them charges won't stick to us anyway with the amount of signings we've made already in January, plus the way we're going about things in this transfer window, because it's the Premier League. It's like an eerie silence, and I don't think we've got anything to even worry about.
Yeah,
I'm desperately interested to hear what Caldoun has to say when it's all over.
He won't say, Jack.
I think he might, though.
Nah, he won't.
He will. He's actually said in these that's two or three seasons now, Anne-Marie, anyway. He said, "I'll talk about it when the results are in."
When the ruling's in.
Oh yeah, Man City were right and the Premier League were wrong. Blah blah blah. He won't go after the Premier League. He won't upset the Premier League because he wants to be sitting at this big table the same as the rest.
Hang on, sweet cheeks. We've already took the Premier League to court a few times and beat them recently.
Yeah. And has Man City come out and criticised the Premier League afterwards? And since you were this, you were that?
No, but I think it speaks volumes that we've actually took the Premier League to court over a number of things.
We're in the process. There's another case back again, the same case again for the sponsorship, because Arsenal are giving owner loans. We know interest.
Yeah, Brighton have been given them as well.
And Arsenal will actually fail PSR, whatever they call it, if them loans are taken into account.
I just think it needs to be, because it should have come out in March, was it? The result, and City will already know. They will know the outcome of it anyway, but they won't come out and say it. I think they're waiting for the Premier League to come out with a tail between the legs.
Yeah.
But if you look, a few weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, there was a video of Caldoun signing a 600 billion deal with Donald Trump in the background. That's the type of sort of...
No, that was sponsorship for the show, that, mate.
But that's the levels Man City and Caldoun are dealing with. The Premier League are little toys compared to that.
Absolutely agree with you, mate. So, are you looking forward to the Club World Cup, Anne-Marie?
Yes, I am.
Why?
Is it on TV?
It's on some channel. I'm not sure which, but it's But I think the fact that we'll get to see some of our new signings as well, and we'll get to see Rodri back. I think it'll be good to watch.
Stan, you need to update that Fire Stick remote control. It's too big.
I'm very happy now. I've got my remote and I can watch telly, watching football. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't have to get off my ass and go and watch it.
Oh, there you go. It's on
Channel 5.
It's on Daz and Council Telly as well. So at least it'll give everyone.
Is that still going, Channel 5?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still going. They used to always have Italian football on there. You'll be able to see Kyle Walker if he leaves.
I thought that was Channel 4.
Might have been. Don't know.
Yeah. Not so funny now, are you, fella? Yes.
Yeah, it's on BSB.
What?
BSB.
It's on BSB.
What's that, code for Amazon?
Bloody Stan's box. DC, I'll be going to the Club World Cup, even though I swore you wouldn't. It's football, and although there is too much football on in general, It's like 3 weeks. It's like you want a bit of a taster, don't you? You know, to see, especially
Tickets
for me.
are about 600 or 700 quid, are they?
Hmm?
The tickets are about 600 or 700 quid.
Yeah, they're normally a good laugh.
Not on Channel
To be
5.
fair, it's all right. It is a few steps up from the old Isle of Man pre-seasons you used to go to, but it was always the quality of your mates and the crack that you had on the tour that made those trips, wasn't it?
And
You know.
Andrew, Stan has actually got a out of this world camera. It's just that I control it from here and I just dim it so we can't see him.
No, it's not that.
And just say congratulations to Oldham on getting promoted back to the league today.
Yes.
Oldham. It's a little way from where I live. Paddy, do you know the way to Oldham?
No.
No.
Are they repaired?
That's overhand, Andy. You want to go underhand. It's better.
Oh, listen, we'll call it a day. Yeah, it's been mental, hasn't it, again?
We've still not discussed the Walker transfer.
Jesus Christ.
I thought we were talking about the big hot topics this week, Andy. Another hard-hitting investigative podcast.
Say that again.
I can't, and I'll never sing it either.
Reindeers.
Oh, hang on, Stan, before we go.
Oh, you've had a laugh. I've been here 3 years. It's the first laugh I've had. Get in. Well done, out, Captain.
Steve wants to know any news on Walker.
Well, I'll let you know. Tune in. As soon as I know, I'll let you know, Steve. There we go. It's a promise.
Staffy Dave says Club World Cup should be interesting to see our new signings. I hope. Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's what I wasn't going to watch it, to be honest, because I'm just bored with football. But you get new signings in there, and all of a sudden it's just like it'll be interesting to see how we actually play. Especially, it'll be good for the likes of Rodri and Oscar Bob, because they've not had much football and stuff like that. And I think Pep will experiment a little bit with maybe Nico Gonzalez and Rodri in there as well. So I think we'll get a bit of a gauge how we're going to set up next season, especially with Cherky.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know where all these midfielders are going to fit into this team.
We're going to be lining up 0-10-0. No forwards, no defenders, just 10 midfielders battling to the death.
Here, you joke about that. Pep actually said that. If he had his way, he would play with 10 midfielders.
And you know so as well, it's you need a striker. You'll never win the league without a striker.
Huh?
That's what the experts say, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
And Pep will never succeed because he doesn't train the team to make tackles. There's another one.
It's a lot of truth in that as well, Steve. So what are you up to this week anyway, Anne-Marie? Are you going for smiling lessons?
I don't need lessons. I'm working this week, unfortunately.
No wonder you're miserable tonight then. That it?
All good.
Dan, what are you up to this week, mate?
No idea. Oh, I've been work. So I've got no idea what I'll be doing.
No reindeer.
Well, I hope you're going to be doing work in the work environment.
You're sticking your neck out there.
Right. Listen, whatever you're doing, have a good week. We'll have more madness again there. Right. Before we go, in the chat, what do you want us to talk about next week? Go on. And if you want to join us next week, you can join us.
Monkey tennis.
What?
I want to talk about monkey tennis next week. You just asked what you want to talk about.
Monkey tennis.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're bananas, you.
Bring something different to this one.
Andrew wants to talk about Kyle Walker. Talk about Mahrez. We can talk about Mahrez anytime you want. Anytime you want, FIFA.
Anne-Marie, I know you love me.
I love him. Absolutely love him.
I love you too.
No problem. As I say, that's why she's been grumpy tonight, because she had to wave him off at Manchester Airport on his way back to Saudi.
Hey, you mean she took the bins out?
So, Anne-Marie...
Mayor Jam. Oh, Jesus.
Before we go, Anne-Marie, I just want to ask you a serious question. Don't you think Ruben and Maya, lovely couple? Lovely
I do
couple.
think they make a very lovely couple.
And with Diaz with her. Normally joking. No, I do think they look a lovely couple.
And if she makes him happy, then all the better.
Tell you what,
Don't be like that.
I think we'll leave it at there.
That was said through gritted teeth.
Not at all, Paddy. Not at all.
See it like you mean
I
it,
stand about as much chance with Ruben Diaz as I did with Mahrez. None. So I know where I stand.
So it's on then.
No, it's not fucking on. Don't be a dick. I can just fantasize, can't I?
Get up. Delete. Right, listen, everyone in the chat, thank you very much. Yeah,
Has it gone 9 o'clock yet?
No, it's only 8:30, Stan.
You can't talk about
There's no chance of me going. There's no chance of me getting too forward in time, is there? Spend me like 6 to 8 weeks behind. So there we go.
Think watching Back to the Future doesn't understand.
You know, I never went back. Just stayed there. I missed the bus home.
Stan, here's one for you. Before we go, Stan. Should we end the show with Stan?
Yeah.
Right. Have a great week, all, whatever you're doing, and we'll do it all again next week.
My God, that's a rough lot if ever I've seen one. The state of him. This place is going right down Market.
You can't talk to me like that. My father fell at Normandy.
I don't care if you went ass over tit in Scunthorpe, you're a dickhead.
Have a great week, all. We'll do it all
Take
again.
care, everybody.
Bye, folks.
Yeah, again. Bye now.